Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing out there today? Welcome to the Side Jawn. I'm your host, Dennis Holmes. I am here with my co-host, the Chocolate Girl. What's going on, Chocolate Girl? I barely hear you. Hold on.
I forgot. I don't know how I had myself muted. So good morning, Dennis Holmes. How you
All
doing
right.
today?
I'm feeling pretty good. Everything's going by pretty much well. Um, how's everything with you today?
Everything's pretty good. It's been an up and down kind of week. So I was looking forward to the day. We can get together and kind of let our hair down a little bit on the side, Joan.
That's what we do.
I wish
That's
I had my fake hair. Maybe I need to get me some tracks.
okay. All right. Shout out to BJ Samuels for just hitting us with the Sam Sports exclusive. The Jaguars are trading QB Gardner Minshew to the Eagles for a conditional six round draft pick. So shout out to
Six
Sam
round
Sports
draft
for
pick.
that.
Wow, that
And,
must be a breaking news.
yeah, well he always got the latest. He
Hmm.
always got the latest. You need the latest and greatest in news. Make sure y'all hit up Sam Sports. He always got it. Um, but yeah, I just want to. I guess since we starting off with football, we might as well go all the way into it with the preseason. How did you feel so far about the preseason?
I got mixed emotions about my Steelers. I'm a huge Steelers fan. No other team like the Steelers. Love my Steelers. Believe in my Steelers. Shout out to my sister Sheila Mullen, who's also a big Steelers fan, and Ramona Dye, and several Brian and and
Right.
several other people that I know, Brian Roberts and so forth. We love our Steelers, and we have a lot of hope and a lot of confidence in our players this in our team this year. And last night they played the Panthers, and they didn't look as good. They didn't look as sharp. Of course, this is preseason. They've run different schemes, and they also run different lineups. So part of preseason is a test. And what I know what they're doing is they're putting certain lineups in, taking other players out, putting other ones in just to see what works best. Well, whatever they tried on defense yesterday did not work best. It's like I found a lot of issues with the defense more so than the offense, in my opinion. And I just was not excited about that. Um, I watched several of the games, and I've seen some teams look pretty good. I'm wondering about those Chargers. I think the Chargers are going to be better than I expected them to be. The Rams as well. Um, I don't have a whole lot to say about any of the other teams. Oh, except the Patriots. I feel like the Patriots are going to be better, like I thought. I don't think it's going to be a runaway for the Bills to win their division. I think people are sleeping on them, and I think people are. Oh, let me also correct my NFC South prediction was that the Falcons would be better than expected, and I'm not sure they didn't look good. They have not looked good in this preseason. So
Sure have.
I may have to back off the Falcons a little bit, but let's just see what happens the first 3 weeks. I usually go to the first 3 games of the season, and I pick an odd number so there's a majority win versus loss number. I usually look at the first 3 games of the season, and yes, I do consider who their opponents are to determine how their season will go. Because I feel like after the third game of the season, the coaching staff will kind of know what type of schemes and what types of lineups are working best for the team. So I'll look at those first 3 games after those first 3 weeks of the season. We can go back and revisit this, but As of right now, the Falcons are not looking good. The Eagles are not looking good. Um, Nobody else is really just stunning, just out here stunting to me. And again, it's preseason, so we'll have to see. We have to see. What do
Yeah,
you
most definitely.
what do
Um,
you how do you what have you gotten from preseason?
I'll tell you one thing that Jets offensive line is way better than I expected. Um, that they're gonna surprise some people this season. I'm not
Who's
saying that they
offensive
won't.
line?
The
Who's
Jets, the Jets.
oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to bring that up too. Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah, the Jets offensive line is better than I expected. A lot of people thinking that Dak Prescott is not fully healthy and he's got
Mm-hmm.
lingering injuries. I think that Dak Prescott is going to be pretty good this season. I don't think the injury is going to be an issue. I really think it's the incompetent coaching. I don't think it's the injuries. Um, I don't see that much of a spark from the Washington football team that everybody just keeps hyping up and piping up about. I don't
Mm-hmm.
see it. Everybody else sees it. They love it. That's on them. I don't see it. Um, who was another team that I've been watching closely?
What about the Packers?
They're not really playing anybody, and I think Zadarius Smith has an injury. I'm not sure how injured he is, but he has an injury.
Hmm.
I'm just not 100% sure how serious his injury is. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Justin Fields. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Trey Lance, Zach Wilson.
Hey,
These
listen. So I saw somebody said that Trey Lance and who was the other person you said? Trey Lance and
and
Justin
Justin Fields.
Fields are gonna be Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. I saw somebody actually wrote that somewhere. I'm like, how can you say that with 3 games into the
I mean,
preseason? I mean, really?
I think you'll just be lucky if they end up being Donovan McNabb and Steve McNair.
Yeah, he'd be lucky.
I mean,
Well, I don't think they'll have any problem being Donovan McNabb. Now, Steve McNair,
oh,
that's
here
a
we
different
go.
story.
Here we go. Here we go. We ain't
You
going
know I'm
there.
not. You know I was not gonna let that slip by me. Please.
We not
You
going
know,
there.
after all, I am the chocolate
Not
girl.
going
I'm
there.
not letting that slip by.
We are
Mm-mm.
not going there. I'm not. I'm
Well,
not
I'm
going
just
to do it.
saying. I mean, I could see them being. I could see them being. What are those? What are the guys? The two brothers that was in the league. One played for Seattle for a long time.
Oh, Matt Hasselbeck and
Yeah, I could see them being Hasselbecks. I could see them being some Hasselbecks, maybe. But I don't see them being. I just. I mean,
they
you.
got a lot of potential, but I'm just not ready to go ahead and put them on a mountaintop.
That's
You
what I'm
know,
saying. They'll
yeah.
definitely. They have the skills and the ability to definitely pass the Hasselbecks. But I'm not putting them on the Mount Rushmore or top 5 or top 10 even right now.
All right.
It's kind of like what people were doing with Mahomes. So after Mahomes' first season, everybody said, "Oh, he's the best in the game. He's a goat." I'm like, "What?" And these are TV sports analysts as well saying this, and I'm like, "You got to be out of your mind." The first season that he was a starter, and I'm like, "No, you can't say that yet." I'm still not gonna say it. And I'm also not going to say that he's definitely a Hall of Fame quarterback. Not going to say it. We don't know what's going to happen to Patrick Mahomes for the rest of his career. So I'm not going to say that. I think it's irresponsible for people to say that at this juncture, as people say, at this juncture.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. Um,
Have you
Now,
watched any of the Cowboys games?
yeah, I watched all the Cowboys games. All the
What you thinking
Cowboys,
about them?
all the Giants, and all the Washington football team. I got to stay
Oh,
up
that's right.
on my division. Greatest
On the
division in
division, that's right.
NFL.
Oh,
Greatest
okay.
division in NFL.
Mm,
Yeah,
whatever.
a lot of people.
Uh,
There's a lot of haters out there. I'd let them know we're the greatest division in the
I will
NFL.
give you this. The NFC East is the most successful division in the NFL because all four teams have won Super Bowls. That's great. But the greatest? No. You know, I'm
We're
a
the great.
word person. No, y'all not the greatest division. You're the
Now,
most successful division.
not only have all
Say
four
that.
teams, not only have all four teams won Super Bowls, but we have the most Super Bowls out of any division in the NFL.
I agree. You're still not the greatest division.
We're the greatest.
No,
Sorry,
you
I know it's a
no.
hard pill to swallow. Don't worry about
It's not a pill at all.
it.
You
I
the
understand.
best, you're the most successful division in the NFL. I will give you that. I'm giving you the flowers. Take the flowers, Dennis. Take the bouquet. Take it.
We're the
But you're not the
greatest.
greatest because we all know the greatest division in the NFL is the AFC North. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
With the Browns and the Bengals in your
Yep,
division.
still the greatest division. I'm talking division.
Yes, that means all four teams. Yes.
Anytime you got the Steelers in a division, that's what makes them the greatest division.
No, I think the Steelers is one of the greatest organizations. I'll say
Greatest
that.
organization
They're one of the greatest
in the
organizations in the
NFL.
NFL. Yes, I
It is
100% agree
it
with
is
that.
the THEE with emphasis greatest organization in the NFL.
I agree to that.
And
I'm giving you your flowers for that.
we can make up for the atrociousness of the other three teams just by our greatness alone. We
No, you can't.
carry that division. Yes, we can, and yes, we do.
I had a Patriots fan tell me that the other day. He gonna say the AFC East is the greatest division in the NFL, and I'm
Never,
looking at him like how
never, ever,
he gonna say just the fact that the Buffalo Bills went to the Super Bowl 4 times in a row. Yeah, but they lost.
never, never.
And they lost to NFC East teams. Let's not forget that. Not only did you lose, you lost the NFC East teams.
Now, well, I tell you what, Dennis, I'm not. I'm gonna talk this all day long. I don't care. I know my team is the greatest, and our division is the greatest. But I will hand it to the NFC East. It's the most successful division in the history of the NFL, and you all should be respected and applauded for that.
Thank you.
Now win
But
something. Now win something.
we,
Win. I'm talking specifically to your Eagles, cause see y'all Eagles disappointed me last season because I
uh,
had y'all winning the division. Y'all let me down, hurt my heart.
I'm not gonna say what I want to say, but I'm gonna leave it alone.
I wanted y'all to win a division. I wanted y'all to come out the NFC, and I wanted to be a Steelers Eagles Super Bowl. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, we got robbed of
Nope.
that twice already, so
Yeah, well, I'm
that's
dream.
happened.
That's my dream. That would be my dream Super Bowl. Eagles
That's a
and Steelers.
sad dream for you.
Why? Why is that
We,
sad?
'Cause we gonna beat the crap out of
Oh,
y'all.
please. No, y'all wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't, dear. Mm-mm. In your dream. Everyone knows we the best. We're the best team in the whole state of Pennsylvania. Everyone knows that.
Y'all are.
We are.
Not gonna hate. Y'all are.
We are.
But we still gonna
So
beat the crap out of y'all. Because it's
no, you
personal.
won't. Mm-mm.
It's
Can't do
personal.
it. Can't do it. It's not like we Washington. So no, not gonna happen.
I
Any
just
other team stick? Oh, have you watched your precious Titans?
yeah, I watched them.
I
Defense
have to
looking
admit, I did
defense
not
looking better.
watch them. Who? The defense?
Defense looking way better than it was.
Mm. Well, I have to admit, I have not watched the Titans. I can't stand them. I'm not going to be watching them.
That's
But
cool.
I'm gonna tell y'all. Let me tell you what I am going to be watching in the upcoming season. I
What's
will
that?
be watching the Titans and the Arizona Cardinals. That's what I will be watching. And the reason I'm going to be watching the Titans, who did the Titans sign in the off season?
Julio Jones, they traded for him.
Right. I'm gonna be watching them because everybody thinks that Julio Jones is just so outstanding. You know, fall smack on his face like he does every season for the past 3 seasons. I'm just gonna watch. I'm just gonna watch. I'm not gonna talk smack about it. I'm just gonna let it happen. I'm just gonna be sitting here like this,
You might hear me singing a lot.
thinking
Might hear me
what?
singing my Julio song.
Oh Lord, please do not sing the Julio song.
It only gets sung if he do good. So if he don't
Well,
do good, I can't sing a
I
Julio song.
I think that I will. I have never heard your Julio song, and I don't think I ever will.
Okay.
If that's the
Well,
case,
well. Speaking of songs, right? Um, there's a former quarterback that used to quarterback the New England Patriots.
uh-huh.
And he had a take on Cam Newton. He said that rap music is hurting Cam Newton's career. I think that's what he said. I don't want to
No,
be
he
wrong on the
said
quote.
it's causing a distraction for Cam Newton. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude?
I just want to tell that backup quarterback, whoever he is, he needs to go suck a fat baby's balls. Okay, that's exactly what I'm going to tell him. If obviously he hasn't been paying attention to Cam Newton, when music is involved in Cam Newton's career, Cam Newton has a good season. Not just good, he's won the MVP. When the Migos came out with the dabbing song and he went dabbing on everybody, that was his MVP season. There's,
That's right.
I think if Cam Newton is doing something that has to do with music, you sit back and you appreciate it. That means he's in a good space. Some
It's
people,
something to
some
be
days.
appreciated. It's something to be appreciated.
Right.
This dude, and let's look at who we're talking about now. Scott Zolak, who only played 7 seasons in the NFL. Okay, for the NFL, 7 seasons, that's a pretty average time, 7 years back then, from 92 to 99. You know how many touchdowns he had in his career?
Probably 40.
Eight. Eight.
So,
Eight. But he got the nerve to even have a comment.
so.
A comment. Now, I'm one of those people that think you should be able to share your opinion, right? No matter how great or how terrible your career was, you should be able to share your opinion. But what I want to know is, did he have any music hyping him up in those 7 years? Was he ever the starter? He only started 7 games his whole career. So that tells me he was primarily a backup and sometimes even a backup to the backup.
Wait a minute, time. He only started 7 games and got 8 touchdowns.
And got 8 touchdowns in 7 games. Yet
What you say? His
he's the
name is Scott.
expert to give
His
his
name is
opinion on what's distracting Cam Newton in 2021.
his name is Scott Zolak.
Scott Zolak,
Scott
former
Zolak,
quarterback
sit your white
with
ass down. Wait.
former former quarterback with the New England Patriots.
Terrible.
Yes. Mm-hmm. 7 games. He had a 50% completion percentage. 50%.
Terrible.
So here's also something I'm going to say about the statement. How does he know that Cam isn't listening to gospel music? You don't know what he's listening to.
He actually does listen to gospel music. That's
I know
crazy.
he does.
Yes.
He plays it on his IG. I've heard it.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is Cam has headphones on. How does he know what Cam's listening to if he's got headphones on?
During practice, they actually do play music and can be dancing to
Yeah,
it. That's
they
during practice.
they all play the music. It's not just Cam.
Right.
It's not they're not playing Cam's playlist. He's not the only person that brings music with them to the practice. I see white players, non-black players with headphones on too. So
Yeah,
please tell me, where does he get this correlation to rap music and distraction from? To me, it's kind of a it's a racist light statement. That's what it is.
yeah.
It is because
That is a racist thing.
why don't we try this scenario? What difference do you think it would make if he was playing hard rock or country on in his headphones?
Man, because he could have been listening to Tim McGraw.
Could have been listening. Yeah, country music is some of the saddest music on the planet, though, Dennis.
Oh, listen, they got bars too.
Yeah,
Child.
but sad,
They be
sad.
telling
It
some.
brings
They be
you
telling some
down.
stories. They be
Some of
telling
that country
some.
music brings you down. Gospel mostly gets you hype, but even some gospel music make you want to cry. If I want to listen to some good music to get hyped to, I'm gonna put on some good music to get hyped to. Not no country or gospel for me. For me, it's more likely going to be hip hop. And if it's going to be gospel, it's got to be some upbeat gospel music. But my point is, that was kind of racist like to me. And I feel like it was a racist shot at a black quarterback. That's what it
Yeah.
was. Did he comment about what Mac Jones listening to? No.
And now that you
And how
say
was
that,
he distracted? This
I don't
last
know if
this last
have we
track
ever
that he
heard. And now that you
go
say
ahead.
that, have we ever heard anything from Scott Zolak before
Not
Cam
me.
got there?
No,
There,
no.
see,
And I mean, he's a sports now. He's a sports commentator or whatever. Now I don't even know where he does that at. I've never seen him. I forgot he even played for the team. That's why I
Scott,
said he probably was the backup to the backup. He just needs to shut
Scott,
up.
you turning into a Kevin, Scott. You don't,
That's what I'm
you're
saying.
married,
I'm like,
you're
what the
married to
hell? Like, what
Kim.
you talking about? Anyway, I didn't like that when I saw that. So let me read some of these comments. Hold up now. Now open your eyes. Now I can't see your eyes, Dennis. You looking
Mine's
too
right here.
comfortable. You gonna make me go to sleep.
Mine's
You
right
looking
here.
you looking too relaxed. You gonna make me go to sleep.
I'm chilling.
Um. So Maurice Daniels, shout out to Donovan, said Minshew mania in Philly. Dennis Holmes, you gonna grow a mustache. And he said, Dennis, you might as well turn off your camera. You in the dark wearing sunglasses. Benny Williams said Cowboys all day. Jay Will said, Maurice, you talking a lot of shiggity early this morning. And Maurice said that's only Dennis because those teams have been around forever. I don't know what teams he's talking about. And
Some of the
Jay
NFC
Will
East
said,
probably.
go find a video with a person that actually has legs. I don't know what that means either. And oh, I know what you're talking about. It actually has legs. I know what you're talking about. You know that video that he shared with the pole dancer? Have you seen that on Jay Will's
Oh
Facebook
no,
page?
you know Jay Will got to
Man,
post, and you got to pay
man,
attention to
I'm
all
just
his posts
saying.
too.
Oh my gosh. Joshua Bailey, shout out to Josh Bailey, said the Packers will smack the Steelers in the Super Bowl. Whatever. You got to get there first, partner. You got to get there first. Ain't been there in a lot of years. So anyway, Joshua said, can't Cam going tomorrow be on the bench listening to music? No, he's not. Did okay. Did New England announce that Mac Jones is the starter? Have I heard that anywhere? I don't think I heard that. Okay. Maurice Samuel said it's just a stupid comment. I guess he's talking about this Scott dude who don't
Yeah,
even know what the hell he's talking about.
Scott Zolak.
Mr. Mr. 8 touchdowns in 7 games needs to just shut the hell right on up. That's what I say. That's what I say.
I mean, that's a good thought. I don't understand. And then to Maurice, I'm not I'm not growing no not growing no mustache. That's not what I'm doing. Not what I'm doing. I believe in my son. So now you wanted to rank the sport. You wanted to rank all sports from best to worst, right?
Well, yeah. I was just sitting around thinking about how much I love sports. and I and I love most sports. I just do. And I don't just watch football and basketball. I watch all kinds of sports. And so I just started thinking about all the types of sports I could think about. Now, if you look at the list that I gave you, I didn't include any auto racing on there because I just don't think auto racing is a sport. But we can somebody can
Why?
debate me on
They
that.
all they do is make because all they do is make four lefts.
They just go in a circle and they're driving a car. Driving a car to me is not a sport. It's not I'm not saying it doesn't take a lot of stamina and concentration and exertion and mental capacity and all that. It does, because to drive that fast, ask my sister. She drive like she auto racing just through town. Ask her. She'll tell you. You got to really know what you're doing to drive fast like that. But I just auto racing. I'm just not. I don't really care about auto racing, and whether or not it fits the definition of a sport. I guess it depends on how you look at sport competition. But anyway, so I didn't include that. So you
Okay.
want me to give a list to the listeners?
Uh, nah, I think I'll just tell people exactly how I feel because to me, number one is football,
Mm-hmm.
and then number two to me is basketball. Now, after basketball, I'll watch baseball. Um, After the baseball, that's when it gets tricky because after that, I think I'll probably watch boxing, and then I'll go to swimming, then golf, then tennis, then bowling, then soccer, uh,
Golf
ice
over
skating,
soccer? I'm surprised. Hmm.
horseback riding, table tennis, volleyball, and then wrestling.
Oh my, you put wrestling at the bottom?
Yeah, because we talking about wrestling as a sport, not WWE.
Right.
Yeah, see, that's two different things. We
Mm.
talking about the Olympic gold medalist wrestling.
Yeah. It's funny looking, isn't it? They all up
Uh,
all over each other,
I
grunting and
understand
stuff.
it.
Ugh.
I understand it, but it's just not something I like.
No, I don't like it. All that. Yeah, I can't picture all that flapping skin and smacking. Ugh.
Table
No.
tennis, I would rather play than watch. Bowling, I would rather play than watch.
A lot of people don't understand how much skill is needed to play table tennis. We grew up with a table tennis with a ping pong ball. I'm call it ping pong, a ping pong table right in our garage, and we would
Yeah,
pull
I
that
had one too.
ping pong table out, and we would play ping pong. But man, it wasn't like like you see on. It wasn't like you see on real competition. We were never like that, but I used to love it.
Uh,
I didn't put badminton on the list. Just didn't put it on there. I guess because I forgot about it. But anyway, so that's your list. So what makes football number one for you besides you played it?
Football was my first love.
Mm-hmm.
I fell in
What
love
made
with
you fall
football
in love with
before.
it?
I fell in love with football before I even watched it on TV. That was the crazy thing about it. Just playing
Mm-hmm.
in the street, I fell in love with football. I had a bunch of older cousins, so like, I always wanted to play and be better than them. One of the first things you learn how to do in football is you learn how to catch. That's one of the first. So I felt as though I had the best hands in the neighborhood. That's what I felt. Now I know I ain't had the best hands in the neighborhood. At
Oh,
that
now
time,
you know. Now you
yeah,
know.
now,
Thinking,
now I
looking
know.
back.
Yeah, looking back, I know it was a couple guys in my neighborhood that I mean, like that had hands, like Chris Carter and Odell Beckham. They had
Mm-hmm.
hands, but I ain't dropped no passes. So that was the difference. Like I ain't had hands like them, but I ain't dropped no passes. So,
All right. All right.
and then
So I
once
got
I
to.
finally seen it on TV,
Mm-hmm.
that's when I really it really just started registering. Like this is what I want to do. This is fun.
Well, we used to play football in the street, kickball in the street. We played in the street. Playing in the street was the thing growing up. In my
Yeah.
era, right? There wasn't a park near our house that was close enough to our house, so we played right there in the street. And it migrated from kickball to football. And so I remember being a little girl watching my sister playing with other girls and boys playing football in the street, and we loved it. We loved football, and but I was smaller then. I was a little girl. I'm 4 years younger than her, so I was a little girl. So a lot of times I couldn't play because they were too big, and I would have got roughed up and pushed around. Sheila wasn't having that. She wouldn't have nobody pushing around her sister. So she would tell me, "No, you got to sit on the sideline." But we were, watching football in the street, loved it. And then my father loved football. So that's how we fell in love with football. But I have to say right now, football is not my favorite. It's basketball, mainly NBA basketball too, but it's basketball for me. Basketball is number one, and football would be two. And after that, I would have to say it probably be swimming. I love watching swim meets, so that would be next. Swimming, then baseball, then tennis, then golf. Probably after that, you could take all the
Wow,
rest of
I'm
them.
surprised. I'm surprised tennis is higher than golf for you.
Well, only by one. They're really a tie because I love golf. You just have no idea how much I love golf. I love
That's what I
playing
was
it
thinking.
and I love watching it. People get bored by golf, but see, golf, the beauty of golf is it allows you time. It allows you time to get up, go to the refrigerator and get you a fresh drink. It allows you time to get up and go and get you another sandwich, or if you gotta go to the bathroom, you can go to the bathroom and you don't miss anything. I love it. I
Have
love
you
it.
ever have you ever been to a golf event?
Oh yeah, we played in tournaments. So I've actually gone to golf events as a spectator and actually played in tournaments with my sister and my father. So yeah, I love it. It's a lot of walking, but man, it's fun to me. Being able to try to sit up there is you against the ball, against the course. That's really what it is. And you're not really playing against, you're looking at what the other players are doing, but it's really you. It's like an internal warfare with yourself. You're at war with yourself, fighting to get this ball in this hole. It's really, I can't explain it. So people who are non-golfers, they don't understand it. They don't understand why it's even fun. They think it's boring as hell. They do. But when you're out there and you know the right way to swing the club, and you know what to look for, how to judge the terrain, because when you see them putting, Dennis, and they're on the green, right? And you
Right.
see golfers get down, they're looking at the terrain. They're looking at the ground to see the how it's how it's sitting, how to hit the ball, so get it in the hole. That's what they're looking at. So it's a game of angles. You think football is a game of angles? Golf is seriously. So if you did poorly in a geometry school, you might struggle with golf a little bit. But it's a good game. I love it. But the rest of the sports, you could probably put all together and be equal to me. The rest of them, except for wrestling and boxing, those are probably at the bottom of the list for me together. Because I don't like fighting sports because I feel like we can see that fighting in the street. I don't need to watch a competition to see that. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I those guys right there, those guys are technicians, man. The boxers, man. And I feel bad for them because all of this is done by promoters and promotion. The guys that promote themselves is usually the most successful boxers, and the ones that they usually don't, they usually miss out on a big payday.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's all it's about. Every boxer wants the big payday. And so they'll try to prolong a fight or wait to fight a certain person So you don't get that super fight that you wanted at the time. Like right now, in boxing right now, everybody wants to see Errol Spence fight Terrence Crawford. That's what everybody want to see right now in boxing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the weight is, and 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 that's just in the 147 weight. In the heavyweight, everybody wants to see, or everybody wanted to see, um, Ty, what's his name, Deontay Wilder fight Anthony Joshua, but Tyson Fury came along and beat Deontay Wilder up and took his belt. So now people want to see Tyson Fury fight Anthony Joshua. So that's a little weird. That they prolonged the fight so long. The guy Anthony Joshua, he ended up losing to a guy named Andy Ruiz, but they made sure that he got his belt back. So I'm gonna tell you that this boxing thing is really, really, really tricky. You know,
Well, I just I don't know. I used to watch boxing. I stopped watching boxing mainly after Mike Tyson retired. So after that, it just got to be just too much. It's just too much for me. I'm
it's
just
too
not
much.
into
It's
all
too
that
much
hitting.
in that promotion side, but the sweet science
Mhm.
of boxing. If you could get you some guys out there that ain't really got a name and you just watch them box, that's a good thing to watch. You know what I mean? But once they get a name to them,
How is a good thing to? They're just fighting. They're just beating each other up.
yeah, but it's the sweet science of boxing. It ain't just about they just
Ain't no
fighting, man.
sweet science no more to me.
See, as you talk about those angles, man, you think them angles is crazy on that golf course? Try them angles when trying to fight somebody. You throw a
Oh, I'm
hundred,
sure.
you throw 134 punches and tell me how you feel the next 3 minutes.
Tired as hell.
Exactly, exactly. Those guys train for a long time, man, a
Oh, I
long
know.
time.
Now, as far as how athletic they are, oh, sure, I hand it to them. I hand it to them. But and I know what killed boxing for me. What really killed boxing for me. This is gonna sound like it doesn't make any sense to people, so you can say it in the comments if you want to. But when MMA came out, that's what killed boxing for me.
No, that
And
makes sense.
what I
That makes
mean by
sense.
that is watching MMA and UFC and all that. Is it UFC? Is that the other one?
It's
I
all
don't
it's
know.
all in the same, uh,
And they in the cage and
umbrella.
they just fighting and there's blood everywhere and they just beating on each other, just beating. I'm like, I don't want to see that. And it just became, I don't want to see any fighting unless it's in a movie and I know it's fiction. I don't want to see it. I can see it. I can take it in a movie because I know it's not real. But watching two people just beat each other senseless and stuff, I just don't want it. Maybe it's because I got as I gotten older. I don't know, but I just don't want to see it. Just don't want to see it. But to me, basketball is just beautiful. Watching players on that court is beautiful to me. It's like watching ballet on the court, and I love it.
In basketball, I want to say that basketball might be the most inexpensive sport to learn how to play, but to get to an elite level will cost you a lot.
That's true.
But to learn how to play, all you gotta do is go buy a basketball. There's plenty of courts out there everywhere to learn how
Hmm.
to play.
Well,
But the-
you live in Philly, right?
right.
See, you basing that on Philly. In Philly, there's a court. There's lots of courts out there everywhere. Not everywhere. Because as much as basketball, this is a basketball town. There's not enough courts out here in Durham, North Carolina. But you
Mm.
can find soccer fields every damn where. That's what ticks me off. There needs to be more basketball courts. This is the ACC country. ACC is a basketball conference. Where are the basketball courts at? I just don't get it. But we all know what that's about here in Durham, North Carolina. That's why there's more soccer fields than there are basketball courts. We won't talk about that. We'll say that conversation for another time on Side Jawn. But anyway, I got some more comments. My sister said,
Uh-oh.
why you put my business out there like that?" She's talking about when I said that she drive like she's a NASCAR racer. Sorry, Sheila, but it's the
We love you,
truth,
Sheila.
though. You got to own it. You got to own it, Sheila. But
We
guess
love
what?
you, Sheila.
She's largely responsible for the way I drive too. So maybe I got a little bit of that. And then Maurice Samuel said that you Dennis fell in love with football after watching Rudy.
After watching
Is what
who?
he said. Rudy, the movie Rudy.
I ain't never watched
Rudy,
Rudy.
Rudy. Maybe that's why he said that because you never really watched it. I don't know. And then my sister said, "Yeah, we played golf as kids and attended several tournaments. More fun to play than to watch for her." And she said, you have to know geometry, which is her worst subject. Well, see, now you putting your own business out there, Sheila. I didn't say that was your worst subject. See, you doing that yourself. See, I didn't even say that. And then Maurice agreed with you. It's too much politics in boxing. You agree with that, Dennis? Too much
I definitely
politics
agree
in
with that.
boxing? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Too much politics in boxing. Well, to me, it's no, it's a lack of respect for the players, for the fighters in
Right.
boxing. It's
It
all
is.
about the promoters. So I agree with you in that. Lack of respect. I feel that way also for football. There's a lack of respect for the football players, especially the running back. I just feel like there needs to be more respect for the running back in football. And
I
until
agree.
it is, I'm gonna be very unhappy with the NFL for that. Because I feel
Well,
like
well,
that's primarily for the NFL. I don't find that in college, but in the NFL, lack of respect for the running back.
well, speaking of respect, there's a lack of respect in relationships.
You don't say.
Because I'm sitting here thinking about it to myself. You know, do people respect relationships anymore?
Well, what made you think about that?
Well, I was
Where that come from?
a lot of people I done bumped into and that have side joints, okay, and they're out there, cheating on their spouses and stuff like that. And the whole time I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm like, do you even respect your relationship at all? Then I start thinking about how many people do I know that young a young married couple, that's actually doing good. I don't know too
Mhm.
many.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know too many. Just a lot of disrespect going on in these relationships.
Do you find it like just the men or just the women or both?
No, it's both. It ain't it ain't just men. It's both. It's both. And it's surprising that it's both. You'll turn around and you'll hear a story on one end that the man went out and cheated and he got twin babies by another girl. Then you'll hear another situation on the other end. Those three kids that he think is his ain't even his. They somebody else. You're like, whoa, this is what's
Oh,
going on. Like, and I'll be sitting there thinking, what made y'all get in a relationship?
some
Y'all
people
weren't even gonna respect each
just
other.
don't need to be in relationships.
I'm just at what point is it that is like, I'm not doing this no more. I want to be, I'm not respecting this relationship no more. Or maybe they never respected it from the beginning. That's some of the things that I just sit there and I think about.
Well, do you see a difference now in the respect levels now as you did, let's say 15, 20 years ago? You think it's different?
Let me see, 15, 20 years ago. No,
Or
I think it's
1981?
I think it's pretty much the same. I don't think
Mm.
there's no difference. I can say 15, 20 years ago, these people, they tried to make marriages work. I can see that as different.
You don't think people trying now as much?
Nah, people once the road gets tough, people they jump out. They don't want nothing to do with the match.
Wow. Well, you've been married, right?
Yeah, I've been mad.
Yeah. See, I've never been married, but I've been in some really. I've been engaged 4 times. So,
Wow.
but I haven't been married. But yeah. it- I don't understand. I really don't. I've never understood people, doing the cheating thing. That's just not my thing. I've always been the type of person, if I'm not satisfied, I will let you know. And if I find that it's just me, I'm the only one that's trying to make it work, but you aren't, then
All right.
I'm out. I'm
All right.
out.
Because it
I'm not gonna
takes
cheat
two.
on you. And I'm very my way of thinking in general in life, I'm a very regimented thinker in behave in my behavior. So I do things in certain order. Like I do things a step at a time. That's just how I lead my life. And so even in relationships, I will work at it and I will do things, step by step. But if you're not meeting me halfway, I'm out. Now, I'm not saying that it's easy for me to make that decision. It's heartbreaking. I'm going to cry. I'm going to be sad. I'm going to go through my little relationship, breakup, depression, or whatever. It's going to hurt, but I love me and I want to be happy. I definitely want to be happy with the person I'm with, and I want them to be happy with me. I don't want them to be with me because I finagled or manipulated them into being with me. I want them to want to be with me. So that's why I'm not into the game playing. I don't play games, but I also am not going to give more than you are to try to keep this together. I'm not going to do that. So I've never understood the whole cheating thing. If you are a person that I'm no longer happy with to the point that I would even allow my brain to even venture over here to somebody else, it's time to go. It's time to go. That's how I know when it's time to go, Dennis. It's time to go.
Wow.
So when it's time for me to go, I'm going.
Okay. Okay.
But
Now,
as far
have
as
you
the
been
respect,
engaged?
though, I have to agree with you, though, as far as the respect, it does seem as if people are quicker to just give up on relationships and not really try to make it work. But how do we really know what they're doing behind closed doors? All we see is what's on social media. You know that half of that mess isn't real.
Oh, I ain't on. No, I see this more so in real life. I don't really go off what I see in social media because you can't be
Yeah,
listening to social media.
I
So,
guess I was just thinking about the recent news about Dale and what's her name? Dale and is it Sandra? Dale and uh Sonia. Dale and Sonia Curry, Steph and
oh,
Seth Curry's parents,
right.
talking about they're separated and each one of them telling saying that the other cheated. I'm like, really? Y'all the Currys, you really letting this out in the social media world? Really?
Yeah,
I was very disappointed
I
because
didn't
I
really
did
look
not
into that at all
see
because
them do that. Say it again.
I didn't really look into that at all. The way I seen it was the kids is grown. They've been together for a while. Some people just grow apart. That's the way I looked at that. I didn't look at it
I
no
did
further.
I did too until I saw these reports come out that each one of them was accusing the other of cheating. And see, we don't even know if that's true. They neither one of them might have said anything. Somebody else could have started that rumor and just put it out there because that happens all the time too. And then what happens is later on when they try to refute it, then nobody believes them. Ah, you just saying that trying to save face or whatever.
All right.
So now you don't know what to believe. And that's another reason why I don't go off with social media reports.
Yeah. But I
Mm.
was those were people that I seen and I was just I was having conversations with them and I was like, why are you still in a relationship? Like you're cheating. You don't respect it. You don't. You know. Damn sure don't give a damn. Let that person go. Don't sit there and hold on to people like that. You're breaking their hearts. Just let them go.
Exactly. If they don't want you, you can't make them want you. Let them
Right.
go.
Let them go. Let them go. Let them live their life. They want to be with somebody else. Let them be with somebody else. Trust me.
Let me tell you, that's the truth. Because let me tell you, Dennis, you know, I like examples, right? I like examples. Dude came and talked, dude drove up to his house with another chick. I'm standing there in his house. What do you think I'm gonna do?
Oh, you
Now
leave. You out.
the typical bride would rush out. Who the F is this? And try to get all up on her. Guess what Sharon did?
You got up on him.
I asked him three questions. And then I said, all right. And I left. I didn't even have a conversation with her.
Right.
See what I'm saying? That,
Because
that
you know the rules. You don't.
it's over. It's over. My relationship is with him, not with her.
Right.
If
And
he stepped
at
out
the
on a
end of the day,
relationship, what I look like going to fight a bride over this dude? I'm not doing that.
because you
So,
was at the end of the day, you grew up on different rules. You
yep. What happened to that rule though? Why is it that all I see is chicks getting mad at the chick and getting mad at her, trying to sabotage her, trying to put her name out there, try to scratch her car up, try to do all kind of stuff to her when it's your man
because they grew up on
that
different.
did the messing up,
They
huh?
grew up on different rules. That's why. See, you
That's what I'm
know
saying. Where the
they say
rule? What happened to the rule? Where the rules at?
people ain't listening to it. The rule is you don't check the
Where
pimp.
the
You check
rules at?
the rule is you don't check the pimp. You check the hoe. At the end of the day, your man was being the hoe.
Good way of playing it. That's a good way of saying it, man. I never heard that. You don't check the pimp, you check the hoe. I
Don't check
like
the
that.
pimp. You check the hoe.
And in this case, it was him that was the hoe.
Exactly.
So I checked, I said my three questions and I said, well, all right. Went in, said something to his mom. I said, well, he made his decision. I'm out. I'll see y'all later.
Right.
Went away, did whatever I had to do to deal with it. It hurt. I cried. I got mad. I threw stuff. All kind of, I mean, you go through your things when you deal with a breakup. And I really loved him and I didn't do anything wrong to the man. So what? But I'll be damned if I stand there and put up with it, number one. And number two, I'm not going after her.
Right.
Not going to do it. But as far as respect is concerned, respect me enough to tell me, Sharon, I don't think this is going to work. To me, it's a lack of respect to cheat on me because you want to have your cake and eat it too. Or you're a coward and you don't have the balls to come tell me this is not going to work.
Most definitely. Yeah.
So I find cheaters to be cowards. I really do find cheaters to be cowards. Aren't they cowards, Dennis? They're
I
cowards.
wouldn't say that I wouldn't say that they cowards, but
Mm.
they are some disrespectful motherfuckers. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'd say they're disrespectful and they're cowards.
I
And
mean,
here's why I say they're cowards.
I've been a cheater. I've been a cheater
Hmm.
before, so
Well,
I
let
know
me
I
tell
was
you.
doing some disrespectful shit. That's what I
Well,
know.
let me tell you, Dennis, when you were a cheater, you were not only disrespectful, but you were a coward. And I'm gonna tell you why I say
I
you
was
were. You were a coward because you did not have the balls to go and tell this woman, I don't care what it is she did or didn't do, or how she was. She could have been the most ratchet trick in the world. You, as a man or a woman, to the women out there, ought to be able to stand up and tell the other person, hey, this is not going to work. I really don't think this is going to work. It's not working. I think we need to break up. Here's why. And move the hell on. It's going to hurt. hurt the person that really loves you if they care, but it's gonna hurt them worse to find out you cheated on them. You're adding hurt onto it. Why? Because it's easier for you. It was easier for you to do it than to go tell this person, I don't think this is going to work. And me, I've never had a problem telling somebody that, hey, this is not working. I'm breaking up with you. And I mean, I'm using that terminology because this goes all the way back to like elementary school with me. I haven't had that problem. And I feel like it takes a person who is confident in themselves, sure about what they want and don't want, to be able to say that. So I feel that if you rather just go cheat, you make the decisions because you know cheating is a decision. You don't just fall off into cheat. That doesn't happen. You don't just
Oh, that's
trip and
that's
fall.
definitely a decision.
It's a decision. You don't just trip and fall up in some stuff. You don't
No,
just trip
yeah,
and fall. She
I
don't
like
just
I like that one right there.
trip
You
and
don't
fall
just slip.
on his junk. It just
Yeah, you
yeah,
ain't slip, fall, and land on his thing. You know what I mean?
right,
Yeah.
right. That just doesn't happen. And I'm just saying, I just feel like relationships are tricky. Josh Bailey in the comments said marriage isn't hard, but it takes work. Relationships take work. Period. Whether you're
Right.
married or not. If you've gotten married, it's hard. It takes work. If you're in a relationship and you just haven't gotten to marriage yet, that takes work. But it also takes honesty and transparency. And a lot of people are not willing to do that because they don't want to be vulnerable. They're some of them are cowards, and some of them are just afraid. There's nothing wrong with admitting you're afraid. And I think there's a difference between being afraid and being cowardly. Cowardly is something else. So that's where I'm at with it. I just the it's a true lack of respect when you cheat on somebody. I know someone that cheated on their spouse because the spouse was emotionally just unavailable. Well, guess what? Guess what she told me?
I'm just telling you.
He was emotionally unavailable when they were dating. And I just looked at her like, why the hell did you marry him then? Guess what she said?
I thought he was gonna
I
change.
thought that's bingo. Well, I don't know what it is with us women. Why do we always think we can change these hard headed men? We can't change. Their mamas couldn't even do nothing with them. How are we gonna do something with them?
Yeah, but I think that's with some women, that's their thing. Oh, I got him to change. He used to do this, but he don't do that no more. Like for some women, that's a thrill.
Oh, let me say something about that thrill of the cheat. Yeah, the thrill. I know a couple of people who cheated, and they said that they were just addicted to the adrenaline rush of thinking of ways that they could do it without anybody finding out. You know what I say to people that enjoy that? Go play a damn sport. Do that. If you need an adrenaline rush, go play sports. But you don't play with somebody's feelings and emotions and their love. You don't do that.
Yeah,
You got to be some sadistic and selfish MFer to do that type of crap. Josh Bailey put in the comments, cheating is just plain selfishness. Yes, it is.
yeah,
It
it
is
is.
selfishness. And my sister, shout out to my sister Sheila Mullen again. She said, I was so proud of you, Sharon, when you did that. Thank you, Sheila. It was hard. It was hard, but I had to do it. And I heard my sister, my mama, and my grandmama's voice in my head telling me, you don't ever let some man cheat on you. You
No, you don't
you
let
just don't you
nobody
don't you
cheat.
don't accept that. No, you don't accept that. I'm not accepting that. You know why? I deserve better because I am the chocolate and I deserve better and I will have better. I will not put up with sharing a man. When I lived in the DMV area, that's the Metro DC area,
Yeah,
women were sharing men all over the place. It was crazy and knew about each other.
yeah.
Why? Because there were 15 single women to every single man.
Wow.
15 to 1.
I used to tell people, And sorry to be so blunt, but I ain't sharing no coochie. And
No, I ain't sharing no, you know what either. I'm not doing that. But
yeah,
I'm not sharing even beyond the sex. I'm not sharing his heart either. I'm not doing that. So all this emotional connection with other women is no, I'm not sharing that. I'm the wife. If I'm gonna be the wife or I'm gonna be the girlfriend, fiance, whatever you want to, significant other, whatever you want to call me. If I'm gonna be that, I'm gonna be all that, and no one else is, because I'm definitely gonna have that reserved for you. So I expect it to be a two-way street. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
definitely agree.
And
Definitely
then I think
agree. But since we was talking about
people also need to think about this though. Dennis, think about this too. If you have a daughter, you're a man, you got a daughter. Would you want your daughter to go through that?
no,
Thank you. You be ready to do what to the man? You be ready to
kill him.
kill him. Well, it's the same way with me with my son. I dare a bitch to try to cheat on my son. I better not. She better not ever darken my door again. Ever. Don't want to
No,
see you. Don't let me find out, because my son, that's why he won't tell me a lot of what's going on, because he knows I'm a little touched by that. And that's just not how I roll.
I understand.
I'm telling you, if my sister was married, if I found out that her husband had cheated on her, uh, it would not have been a pretty thing. It would not have been nice, Dennis. Mm-mm. What you looking at now?
I
What's next? Huh?
but no, no, no. Well, I mean, we was talking about the beginning of relationships. One of the things I was thinking about, being single. How do you feel? And I'm single too. But how do you feel about dating apps?
Dating apps.
Yeah.
Mm.
Online dating apps. You know, getting to know somebody.
I don't know. Hey, in the comments, I want y'all to put in there how y'all feel about dating apps too. But I have
I've
mixed
tried the
emotions.
I've tried the Facebook app. Uh,
Oh,
Back
you
in the day,
have?
I tried blackpeoplemeet.com.
Mm,
Um, I never
mm.
been on Tinder Kisses. I'm a Tinder. I call it Tinder Kisses. Tinder. I never been on Tinder.
Tender kisses. Joshua Baby said swipe left. That swipe left is a saver, is a savior, Josh. It's a savior. I you know, I think if you have two people who are using the dating app the way it's intended to work for reasons that it's intended for, and they happen to meet up with each other, I think it can be great. For example, one of my best friends, one of my good friends, I won't say her name because it's
There
not
you go.
everybody's business, but she actually met someone on one of the dating apps. I won't say which one. And they met. The first time that they met, I believe they talked something like 4 hours straight.
Wow.
Within a week, they met up, because they lived in cities that were pretty close to each other. They met up and went out. And as soon as they saw each other, they both told me they knew that the other one was the one. They immediately took their profiles down from the dating app and called each other, their one. I believe 1 year after that, they got married. And now it's been, I think, 4 years. Yeah, because I've lost track of time the last few years. But I now believe that it's been 4 years and they're still married and going strong. That that doesn't happen all the time. That's not typical.
No, that's not.
But it happened for her. But the reason why it happened is because because they were both there for the right reason. She had been through a couple of duds before him. Same type of scenario. They talked via the app, then they talked on the phone. They met up and went out a couple of times. And then usually about the third date, the second or third date, something the other person would do something weird. And then she knew, nah, I'm talking to you no more.
Yeah,
But
I
this
had
guy
that
was
feeling
different.
too. I was met a girl. Um, I got vibes. I got vibes of my ex. I said, "Oh no, hell no, I don't get out of here." Yeah, she was giving me bad vibes, and I'm getting out of here. I don't want nothing to do with it. Then there was another girl I met. I knew she was lying. I was like, "How the fuck do I know you lying?" And I just met you. What?
But you could just tell.
Yeah, I know she was. She was saying, for an example. All right, for an example. Uh, we would be talking, and she would say some things like, "Oh, I'm about to get a hotel room and such and such." Oh, okay. The next thing you know, you hit it back. So how the hotel room had up? What hotel room? What the fuck? Like, it
Oh,
just be little things like that. You be like, what the hell?
mm, okay. All right. Yeah, what hotel room? Hmm.
That's why I
So
said,
what were you really doing when you got said you were getting a hotel room?
all right,
Hmm?
whatever you was
Mm.
doing, do what you do, baby. Do what you do. Don't do it with me. Do what you do.
So I needless to say, you cut ties with her.
Yeah. Cut ties with a couple girls.
Mm-hmm.
I had one situation where this girl canceled the date that we were supposed to go on. All right.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Now, maybe I'm a selfish person. I don't know. You let me know once I tell you this. If you cancel the date we were supposed to go on, ain't you the one that's supposed to reschedule the new date?
I would say so, yes.
Okay. That's what I was thinking too. So about a week went by. She never said nothing about going on another date and rescheduling. The next week come by, she still ain't say nothing about it. So I was like, all right, never mind. All right. Stop talking to her too.
Well, I don't blame you because I would. Let me tell you about this. Now, your boy Rashawn,
All right,
Rashawn
my guy.
said no, no. She wasn't supposed to reschedule the date. What you say to Sean?
Oh, well, I would tell him that the fuck he can go ahead and schedule it for him. He gonna be with her.
You tell him to
He
go
gonna
be
be
with
with
him.
her.
Rashawn says some women think you have to keep showing interest. That is
Uh-huh.
true, and I am one of those women. But if I break the date, I'm gonna reschedule it with you. It's if I set up the date, if I
No, I,
invited
I set the
Dennis to
date up.
go on a date with me and I set it up
No,
and
I
then
set
I
it up.
broke it. Oh, you set it up?
I set the date up. I had it all set up.
Oh, if you set the date up, then nah, not necessarily.
I set it up, but
I
then
agree with Sean.
you
Not
you
necessarily.
broke you canceled.
Yeah, I can't make it.
Yeah, you canceled like I want to say it was like 4 hours before.
Okay, well, I can't make it. You know what I would expect you to say?
What?
I would expect you to say, okay, that's fine. Well, maybe we can reschedule. How about next Saturday? That's
No,
what I would have expected you to say.
negative.
No,
Like I
I'm
said,
serious, Dennis, because you set it up. Now, if it
yeah.
was a date that I feel like the person who schedules the date, they are the primary person for the setup if it's canceled, no matter who cancels it. But let's say you invite me to go to who Philadelphia play next.
Atlanta Falcons. I invite you to
All
go
right.
play the Falcons.
So you invite me to go with you. Is it at Atlanta or is it at Philly?
It's in Atlanta.
Okay. So let's say you invite me to go meet you down in Atlanta and go with you to the Eagles Falcons game. Great. And the day before, you trip and fall, hurt yourself, back out, you can't make the trip or whatever. and you cancel the date.
All right.
I'm going to expect you to say, hey, after this back heal up, though, let's see if we can do something else. And I'll say, sure, that's fine. But
Yeah, but
I'm not
see,
going to say to you, I'm not going to say to you, oh, that's too bad, Dennis. I tell you what, let's reschedule this for October the 15th. I'm not going to do that because this is your gig. This is your thing. Your thing.
but I you see you saying it a little wrong.
Okay.
See,
Correct me, dear.
let's say I said we going on this, to the game, or whatever, and your back went out. You tripped, so your back went out. Now you had
Okay.
to
Let's say
cancel.
my back went out.
You
Okay.
now your
All
back
right.
went out.
So you
I
invite me to
set
the
up the date.
game. Hmm.
I set up the date, but your back went out. You had to cancel.
And the day before my back goes out, and I say, you know what, then I can't even make the flight or I can't even drive or however I'm getting there. My back is out. I just can't do it. I'm so sorry. Guess what I expect you to say? I'm
You
so
still
sorry,
expect me to
Sharon.
say,
I'm sorry, Sharon, you can't make it. But hey, I also got tickets to another game in October. Maybe we can do that. And I would say, yeah, let's try to play it by ear and see. Let's see. That's what I would expect. Because
well,
you asked me. I didn't ask you to go. You asked me to go. And I'm
yeah,
just saying, hey, my back got hurt and I can't make it. I wouldn't say, hey, is there something else we can do in October? Or is there some other way we can do? I wouldn't say all that. And like Rashawn said, women do think you need to keep showing your interest. Yes, you do. Because men are supposed to be, I don't like to use the word chaser. I don't like that word. But men are supposed to
we
be
we
the
are the hunters. We are the hunters.
man, I don't like using that either, but it is true.
Yeah.
That's the Steve Harvey word. Shout out to
Shout out to
Steve
Steve Harvey,
Harvey
my guy.
for that because what he says about that is absolutely true. And to all the black people who are shaming Steve Harvey and saying he don't need to talk to them about relationships, you're crazy. I want I want
That's
I want relationship advice from somebody who's been there and messed up and now knows what time it is. That's what I want. I don't want somebody who's always made all the right decisions supposedly in a relationship because they're living in a dreamland, fantasy world. I don't want that. Mm-mm. But yeah, that's what Rashawn said. Dennis has developed trust issues. One mess up, and you done. What you say to Rashawn?
I don't know if this is one mess up and you done, but it no, it's not because I'll be giving hope for a lot. He's lying his ass off. I give a lot of hope out there. I'll be holding on to some shit I shouldn't even be holding on to. I can't say that, but it is to an issue where it's like three of them and I'm out the door though.
Three,
Did three and I'm out.
three strikes you out.
Did three and I'm out the door. Yeah. And if you lying, I'm out the door. If you lying and I know you lying early, no, I'm out.
He said Rashawn said you done been married like 4 times though. I think he's talking about Steve Harvey. No, Steve Harvey's been married 3 times. He's been divorced twice, and he's on his third wife. And yeah, that's I want relationship advice for somebody who's been there, done that, and who has learned their lesson. That's the difference. I don't want a relationship advice from somebody that's been married 3 or 4 times and they haven't learned anything. They're still making the same mistakes. No, wake up, Dennis.
I'm not
Dennis,
sleeping.
wake up.
I'm not sleeping.
Yes, you are. You look like you was
No,
dead asleep.
I'm just sitting here thinking like, why is everybody bashing Steve Harvey? Like, I'm trying to figure out why.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
if he was
As a
married
matter
ten
of fact,
times,
as a matter of fact, next Side Jawn, we're gonna have that as part of the topic. Okay, let's talk about that.
Okay.
But I addressed that on one of my podcasts on Did You Hear What Chocolate Said?
I remember that,
Yeah, I addressed that
but
and how
I still
people
don't.
were bashing him about the verses. And I talk about all the reasons why, especially black people, are against Steve Harvey. It's in my podcast. I laid it all out, all them reasons. And it's crazy. Makes absolutely no sense.
It's my God, Steve Harvey.
Rashawn said Harvey does have great advice, though. He be giving women the secrets. But see, these are not really secrets. The lessons that he put in his book, uh
Acting like a
act like
lady,
a woman, act
think
like a
like a
lady,
man.
think like a man.
Yeah.
These are lessons my grandparents and parents and sister taught me. I'm
No,
like,
they're not.
who
It's
teaches
not,
y'all? Y'all raised by wolves or what? These are,
and it's
I
kind
mean,
of
this is
crazy
just
because
common sense stuff.
he had a book. He did a whole dating app. He did a whole
Mm-hmm.
lot of stuff to help
Mooney.
women learn what kind of man that they want, and some women still can't get it. I was just watching
But
Steve Harvey earlier, where he told his girl, he was like, he said, I set you up with four actors and one good guy, and I told you to pick two out of the five.
mm-hmm.
Two that she picked was the two actors. The one good guy, she never even picked him. Why? Because she don't listen when she's on speed dates. He put on five
Mm-hmm.
speed dates, and he told
I
her
think
to
I saw that too.
make sure she
Mm-hmm.
listened, and she wasn't listening. She fell in love with the big kid and the fake entrepreneur.
I think I saw that episode.
And I was sitting there and I was like, dang,
Yeah, but see, she's not typical. She's not a typical woman who's serious about a relationship.
there's a lot of women
That
there.
that was my conclusion from watching that episode. She was more into the superficial and materialistics of it all, and that's what she got. That was her issue. But I'm gonna turn the tables and change it up just a little bit for what we're talking about. Trisha Joy, shout out to Trisha. She's in the comments. She said, "Men these days want women to chase." Is that a true statement, Dennis? Then I'll tell you what I think.
Well, I think that goes back to what we were saying before when we was talking about the women that are out here proposing to men and
Yeah, we covered that on the last show, didn't we? Was it the last one or no? The show
no, the one
before
before
last.
last, the last show
Yeah,
was goddamn that DJ made my day.
my
It
day.
was the one before that one.
Shout out to DJ R&B and DJ J Will.
Jay Will on the ones and twos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, I think I wouldn't say it's 100% of that, but I would say it's like kind of uh she's kind of right. She's kind of right.
She is right. I agree.
I
And
don't
let's
100%. I
since
don't 100% agree, but I do agree. I don't
I 100%
100%
agree. Okay, why not 100%?
because there is a lot of guys out there that are chasing women, but then there
Well,
is like
she didn't
this.
say all. She didn't say all men, but she's saying is that back in the old days, it was 100% men chasing women. Women weren't doing that type of thing. Now, there's a lot of men who expect the women to chase them. Why? Because there's more women out here. Like I was saying earlier, the 15 to 1 thing in Metro DC.
Yeah.
So because they are expecting women to, because there's so many choices, they're expecting the women, I ain't got to chase these women out here. It's 15 of them to me. You frozen a little bit.
No, no,
And
I'm back.
oh, now you back. Okay. And they sit back and, I'm gonna let them chase me. She's right. She's not saying it's 100% of the men doing it, but there's a lot more doing it now than it used to be. And it's crazy to me. I'm not chasing a man. I'll be single forever before I do that. I'm not chasing. I'm not asking you out. I'm not asking you to date me. I'm not asking you to marry me. I'm not doing that. Now, I'm not saying I never have asked a man to go out. I'm not saying that, but not first.
No,
I'm definitely not buying you a drink first, and I'm not asking you out first. Not
right.
first.
But see, a
That's just
lot
not
of,
happening.
and this is how sad to say, but this is how the disrespect in relationships have came with those decisions because men ain't used to women doing stuff like that. So when you're in a relationship and now you don't went to the bar and you out with your homies and some girl buys you a drink and comes and chase you, now you got a decision to make on, do I disrespect my relationship or do I just, go ahead and tell this girl no, I can't do this. But ain't no girl ever did this for me before. So I don't know how to react to this certain situation. And now you develop what's called the side Jawn.
Not the Side Jawn.
The side Jawn. Now, mind you, she ain't good at that much stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me explain the Side Jawn. That's the name of our show. Doesn't mean that me and Dennis have a Side Jawn thing going on. Doesn't mean that. I just want to explain. That's not what he means. You can continue, Dennis.
Yeah. And there's a lot of like I said, there's a lot of men that fall for that. But those women, they usually ain't really good at too many things, but that little bit right there, that little bit of chasing that they did, they have
Mm-hmm.
sex, and that's it. They can't cook, clean, do nothing else. Man. Can't do nothing else for you. That's all they good for. It's usually all they good for.
Cooking. Why is cooking and cleaning so important to y'all and a woman? Let's hear
That's
that.
that's a major thing in a relationship, cooking and cleaning. I don't know about anybody else, but cooking and cleaning
Why
is
is
a major
that?
thing in a
Why is that
relationship.
a major
Now here's
thing
now,
for
here's my
y'all?
thing. I personally don't think that you should be cooking and cleaning all the time. No, we could rotate. But if you don't do it at all, it's like, whoa. Like, it's like, I don't need you cooking and cleaning no 365 days out the year. Not even, you only had to do it 200. But if you don't do it at all, like, oh no, I don't cook, I don't clean, like, whoa, that's a
Okay,
problem.
so you're talking about the actual extreme, like those women who say, "I don't know how to cook," and I
Right.
don't, and you notice that she doesn't clean. You're not talking about the average chick. You really talking about the people, the women who just don't cook and won't cook and don't know how and not interested in learning and nothing.
Go call the Chinese store for you in a minute. Or she put something in the microwave.
Trisha Joy said it's not important to you, Dennis. Trisha said you lying.
Oh, here she go. Here she go. Trisha Joy. Shout out
Trisha
to
put
Trisha Joy.
Trisha put in there what you think Dennis is lying about.
Shout out to Trisha Joy.
Trisha said men marry girls that can't do shit. They leave their families. I know one that left their family. I know one. I know one guy, my ex-boyfriend. I won't say his name, but I'm sure he's not listening because he left everybody for his current wife. And she keeps him away from his family and he allows it. And he was tight with his family. But so
I'm
I don't
telling
understand it.
you,
Huh?
the people that fall in love, they fall in love with certain people for certain things.
Mm. Shout out to DJ Samuels talking about he coming up here and Sharon gonna take me out. Man, please shut your mouth.
Where y'all going to? Pittsburgh Steelers, Baltimore Ravens
We
game?
ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere with no Ravens fan. Are you kidding me? I'll
He,
introduce him to my friend Nikki. She's a Ravens fan. He can take her out.
you
He
know he
taking me
coming up
out.
there with a purple hoodie on, so you might as well put your black and yellow on.
I cut that purple hoodie up. Cut it up right off his body.
You got his purple hoodie, he going to go crazy.
He'll be going crazy on his own because he better not put his hands on me. Ask my
He ain't
sister.
gonna put, he ain't gonna put his hands on you. He gonna go crazy. And it's probably And it's probably a Joe Flacco hoodie, so it deserves to get cut
Oh
up.
Lord.
But
Oh Lord. No, he didn't say Joe Flacco. Lord have he is
you
bad
know he
with Joe
loved.
Flacco as you are with Donovan McNabb. Both of y'all crazy. Both of y'all.
Ain't nobody,
Not both of
McNabb
y'all.
looking. Oh
Not both of
God.
y'all. Both of y'all. Both. BOF. Both of y'all are crazy with them quarterbacks.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this been good. I don't know. I don't know, Dennis. I just you frozen again. But I don't know. I just I don't understand the Steve Harvey hate. Like we were saying earlier, Sheila said that she loves Steve Harvey and his advice about several issues, including dating. Rashawn said Kevin Hart did a movie around it, two of them. Yes, they were based on Steve Harvey's book, both of them.
That's Steve Harvey's movie.
Right.
Ain't
That's
Kevin
what
Hart's real Steve
that's what
Harvey.
Rashawn talking about. But Kevin Hart was in them both. He did. But yeah, they were both based on Steve Harvey's book. And BJ put hearts and fire up. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. But anyway,
Little
shout out
purple
to
heart.
the Pittsburgh Steelers, down with the Ravens. Don't care about them. Never heard of them. Shout out to
Never
OG.
heard of.
Never heard of them. But I just I don't know. It's really scary to me the way these women are into this sharing men thing, and it's really scary to me the way men still feel like they should be able to just
Hold
do
on.
all this cheating and cheating
The
and cheating and cheating, and we should deal with it. No,
hold on. Wait. Those
what
poly families I put in a different category. They all
those who
understand.
those who
They all
families?
understand their relationship. They all understand their relationship. They all know what they came in for. They all there to help take care of the household and make sure everything is straight. That's a whole different. They're beating the government. They're beating the system over there. I like what they're doing.
Are you
They're
talking
beating.
about the polygamous family?
Yeah, I call it poly life. Yeah,
Oh, see, no, no,
they're over there. See, they're beating the system. I like what they're doing over there.
I don't. You know
And
why I don't?
it's not
You know why I
always
don't like it? No, no, no. You know why I don't like it?
why you don't like it.
Because I don't see a woman living with seven men, seven husbands.
I seen a woman with three.
No, no. In polygamy, it's specifically one man with several wives. It's
I'm
not
just
one woman
I'm
with
seeing
several husbands,
three.
and that is sexist and foul, and I will never accept that.
Well,
You hear
I've
what I'm
seen a woman.
saying?
I hear what
No,
you're
you might
saying.
have seen it, but I'm saying the law on the books is about men with women,
No,
not
no,
women with men.
I ain't worried about them laws. I'm just
You
talking
got to
about
worry
what's
about it
going
because you don't have it being accepted for the men to have several wives, but the women can't have several husbands. That's bull crap. No. If polygamy is the way to go,
I don't know if there was.
then damn it, how can you sit up there and say it's only the way to go when it's a man with multiple wives, but it can't be the opposite? Where they say
I
that
don't.
at? Where
Time
they
out.
do
Time
that
out.
at?
Let me make sure I get this out of the way. I don't know if anybody was married. I can't sit here and say that part.
They probably weren't.
I don't know if any, and I mean from the
Yeah,
men that
my
I
aunt,
seen with
listen, my aunt had a husband and a boyfriend, but she wasn't married to both of them. She could only be married to one.
right.
If you watch that TLC or Bravo show, I don't know which channel station it is about whatever that life. The man has like 7 or 8 wives and all them cheering running around. He is married to every one of those women. Bullshit. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be cussing. It's bull. That's some bullshit. That's some frackle bull. Shout out to Michael Baisden. That's some frackle BS.
The
So
Michael Basin. I forgot all about Michael Basin.
My sister said I'm right. The law is for men. You are right, Sharon, is what she said. Trisha Joy said, leave it to God, girl. Men don't know what they want. Can't control the situation. Trisha
Trisha
done
got
put
a
it in
man.
God. Trisha done put it in God's head, boy. You know it's bad when you just give up. Nah, I can't do nothing with this. I'm putting it in God's hand. Gotta put it in your hands, Lord, because I can't.
She got a
There's
man.
nothing else we could do with y'all. Y'all don't know what you and she's right about that. Y'all don't know what y'all want half the damn time. But
It
that's
ain't
okay.
just us. It ain't
That's
just us. I'm just
okay.
gonna keep it like that. It ain't just us. Okay.
Uh-huh. Okay. Who
It
is
ain't.
it?
It ain't just us. I
Who
don't
is it,
think.
Dennis?
I
Is it
don't
the
think
women
none
that
of
don't
those.
know what we want either?
No, it ain't just us. There's a
Is it the
bunch of
women too?
there's a bunch of confused people out here.
Mm-hmm.
A whole bunch of them. Whole bunch of them.
Trisha Joy said that Dennis Holmes is only for that polygamy because it favors men. That's what she said.
I'm here's the thing. Here's the reason why I'm for the polygamy. Let me get my story out. All right. Here's the reason why I'm for it. It's because there is multiple streams of income coming in one household. That's the reason why I'm for it.
That's
That is
what you said. That's what you said. But if that were the case, if it was all about the streams of income, then why aren't you out here hollering for it to be one woman with multiple men?
it
It's
can be.
still multiple. It's still
I just
multiple
told you.
streams
I
of
seen the girl
income.
got three. I said just told you. I seen the girl got three dudes.
I said you're not hollering about you being for it though.
No. It's only gonna be one sausage in my house. I ain't no.
See, that's what I'm
It
talking about. See, that's
won't
what
be
I'm
one.
talking about.
But I'm
So
not in the
Trisha
see.
is right.
I
Trisha
no
is
no no
right.
no. Listen, I'm not
No,
in the
no.
poly life. I said I love what they doing over there. I never
That's what.
said I was gonna go
Okay.
be in it.
I'm gonna say this again. I didn't say you said you're gonna be in it. I
But why would I
said
worry? Why would I worry about what's going on?
listen,
Why would I worry about any
listen to what
poly
I'm
when I'm gonna
saying.
be in it?
Just like you said you like what they doing over there in the poly life, when
Right.
it's men with several women, then you should feel the same way if it was one woman and several men. And you just told me no.
No, you said for me, what I
No,
want to be
not
with
you.
one
I mean
woman.
anybody. No, not
Oh, I
you. I
thought you
didn't
was
say
my
you.
fault.
I said
I took it the wrong
anybody.
way. Took the wrong
I
way.
said anybody.
Let me rewind that. I thought you was talking about me. This is what I thought
Well,
you was
in
talking
that example, I said you because you were saying you,
let me
because you
explain.
were saying you. And so
I'm
I
not
said
doing
no. Well, then you should be comfortable with the opposite. I
I'm
said
not
you should be comfortable with the opposite, not
oh, I
you
thought you
doing
said
it.
would I
I
be in
mean,
the
comfortable
opposite.
with other people doing it.
No, I thought you said would I be in the opposite. That
No,
was
no, no,
different.
no, no.
Now, I'm definitely comfortable with it. I ain't got no problem with no girl having 8, 9, 10. Shit, I know girls that got 10 men now. Shit.
Yeah, 10 men, but not 10 husbands. That's my point to you, Dennis. Don't be taking me back in this damn circle. You know what I'm saying to you.
Well, listen, I don't know. No, first of all, I
You
don't know nobody.
always do that to me.
I
You
don't
make
know
me have
nobody
to
in the
work
poly that's
for it.
married, so
You
I
do
can't
this to
say
me
that.
all the time. You take me all the way around. You
Because
know what the hell I'm saying.
because you be making it seem like I be saying things that be just on me, and I be like, no. What I'm trying to tell you is,
No, no,
I
I
don't
don't.
know what's going on in that circle completely. I can't speak on that 100%.
Joy said Dennis did 59 shows on this topic. Yes, right. He has, Trisha. He knows exactly what he's saying. I ain't buying this crap from you. You know good and well you are pro one man with multiple wives, but you are not pro one woman with multiple husbands. You would not
I'm
be
not.
in,
I'm not.
you would
First of
not
all,
like that.
I would not have a
And
problem with a woman having.
and for you personally, you would be
So I
okay
know a girl that got
with
3 men.
having multiple wives and just you.
I would be what?
But you wouldn't be comfortable with the opposite. I'm
No, I
asking you,
wouldn't be.
would
I'm
you?
not. Let me keep it real. I'm not dealing with all the attitudes. I'm not doing that. I just need one woman. That's all I need. I'm not dealing with all the attitudes. I'm
Okay.
keeping it
So
real.
it's the attitudes.
Yeah,
That's what it's
I,
about.
First of all, I only had one wife and one baby mom. All right, and that was too much. I'm not built on
Okay, Dennis. Okay.
Say what you want. But let's talk about facts. I got one wife and one baby mom. That is it. That's too much for me. You can say what you want. Then it's this, then it's that. What's this facts? Well, he got one.
My sister asked you a question. She said, Dennis, how many women you want since you oh wait a minute. How many women you want since you like Polly? He's saying he don't like Polly, did Sheila. That he don't want to do Polly. That's what he's saying now. He don't like Polly. He don't want Polly. For himself, he don't want Polly.
Multiple streams. It's like let me put it to you like this. Remember we was talking the other day. Let me break it down to you. Remember we was talking the other day and we said how people, need a place to stay, they come to your house. If people came to my house, need a place to stay, but they had a stream of income coming to my house, damn the poly. We ain't worried about no sexual things. I'm cool with that. Now we got multiple streams of income coming in one household. I'm cool with that factor. Let me get this out the way of what I mean when I'm saying, all right? Because y'all taking this into a whole other. Dennis one for women. No, I don't.
Trisha just said you flat out lying. Trisha done put it in the comments again. He lying. How was every show on this topic? Every other show on this topic.
Let me put it to you like this. Trisha right here, Trisha Joy is whatever Trisha Joy thinks is true. That's what it is. It ain't nothing opposite. All right? It was Trisha Joy way or the highway. God damn it. I see her Facebook post. It's Trisha Joy way or the highway. And I'm gonna write that in the 2MW on the Facebook post. Trisha Joy way or the highway. That's gonna be the hashtag.
Shout out to Trisha Joy, 2MW, Sports 360, Card Chaos. Man, Trisha Joy is a multimedia powerhouse woman. She really is. But she giving you the business this morning, Dennis.
Don't forget she's a hell of an actor too. I seen her on that goddamn Six Flags. She's a hell of an actor.
She crazy. She's crazy. She did a good job, man.
Damn good job on that commercial.
She said every show she tuned in, second topic on Polly. How did we even start talking about Polly? Oh, you mentioned it. Yeah, you brought it up. Yeah, I didn't bring this up. You brought it up.
Because I always think that they beating the system. I said that's why I say I like it. They are beating the system.
Well, I'm not beating the system with multiple women in the household sleeping with one man.
So what if you have multiple men in the household?
You can't. I don't want to do that either. I don't listen. No, I'm serious. Now my sister can vouch for this. She's known me my whole life. I have always been a one-man woman since birth. I just have been like that. That's why I told you I've never had a one-night stand. I'm just not like that. I'm not one to just sleep around and do all that. I'm just not that person. I was not born that way.
Okay.
I want one man at a time. And I'm not changing up men a lot. When I get a man, I keep a man for years, for long periods of time. I'm not in these quick, fast, and hurry relationships. I'm just not that person. No. Ain't no way I could never have more than one husband. I can't even have more than one interest. I'm usually only interested in one man at a time. That's just how I'm made up.
Wow.
And I know I'm not like, I'm unique. Most people aren't like me. I got that. But that's just how I'm wired, and I can't change it. I tried and couldn't do it.
You tried?
I envy some tried in my mind. You know what I'm saying when I say tried. Okay, let me see if I can actually let me see if I can actually like someone else at the same time is what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about the sleeping around. I ain't tried that.
No, I ain't think that right. When I think you saying tried, I'm thinking like you may have taken a number, you know what I mean? And then you was like, nah, I ain't called that motherfucker.
No, I ain't even do that. Nope. When I'm with somebody, the taking the number thing doesn't work for me. Do I get asked? Yes. The whole time I was in relationships with my boyfriends, other men hit on me all the time. And my answer was always no. There was no hesitation. I don't care how fine he was, or how much money he had, or what he did, or how smooth he was. The answer was always no, without hesitation. And it was never any regrets. Like I didn't call my friend up, but ooh, girl, I told this dick no, and ooh, I wanted to give him my number so bad. No, no, it's just I'm just not made that way.
Let's go say no.
I'm just not.
That's because you had respect in your relationship.
I have respect in my relationship.
You had
If
respect.
I'm with you, that means I respect you. I'm not gonna be with you if I don't respect you, and I'm not gonna be with you if you don't respect me. That's just the way it is.
I guess we're gonna end the
What
show
else you
like
gonna say about it,
I guess we're
Mr.
gonna end the show
Polly?
like But the
Mr.
poly,
Liking the polio, like Mr. Liking the poly over there because they got multiple streams of income.
they beat the system. Shout out to the poly people for beating the system over there, man. They doing their thing.
They're not beating the system.
They beating the system. They doing
They
well.
don't. No, they're not. They,
At least they
they don't
still.
have to get married to have multiple streams of income in the house. They could just have borders and have multiple streams of income in the house.
That's why I said at least they should be. If not, then they just bullshit. But,
Trisha keeps saying you lying. I don't know what she's saying you lying about now. I really don't.
I don't know. Well, we're gonna have to get
We have to have Trisha on the side, Joan, to come talk to you.
yeah one day.
We're gonna
Come
call it
and talk
office
to me,
hours.
Trisha Joy.
We're gonna call it office hours. We're gonna have Trisha Joy come on, and BJ. We'll have BJ and Trisha. That's what we'll have.
Oh hell no.
Yeah, we'll have BJ and Trisha come on.
Shout out to BJ with the What's Next podcast.
Yeah, that what's next is deep, but I find it very interesting. He hasn't had women on there. I think he needs a woman to talk about mothers and sons. That's what I was telling him. He did a show on fathers and daughters. It was wonderful. But I think that he should have some women come on and talk about mothers and sons with the panel that he normally has, not instead of, but have them stay on there, but have some women, like maybe two, since it's four of them, have two women come on and talk about mothers and sons. Because I would love to be one of those women to talk about me and my son. Because I tell you, the story, my story is pretty interesting.
That's good. That's good to hear. That's good.
My sister said poly implies an intimate relationship with the adult dwellers. Maybe you should say roommates. And I agree. It ain't got to be poly to have multiple streams of income. We can just be roommates and beat the system.
I did say that when I said people need somewhere to stay, and they come
Oh,
live
you
with you.
did?
I did.
I ain't hear you. Sorry.
When I said the people need somewhere to stay and they come live with you as long as they got some income,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that
Well,
was
no, what I was saying to you is that these people about to get evicted out here because they ended the moratorium. And I'm like, if I know somebody personally that needs someplace to stay, I don't have I have to piss in a window to throw it out of, but I got a place and they can come and stay here and lay on my couch till they get themselves together. I mean, this is just a scary thought. If I know friends that's gonna be evicted and have nowhere to go, that is just scary to me. And if they just need a couch to lay on somewhere clean, dry, and warm, then I may have to tell them to come on over here in this crowded place, and at least they'll be safe from the elements.
well. We want to thank everybody for coming out this morning and watching the Side Jawn. We damn sure did go over time, but
That's okay. We have no limits.
We
We
damn
have
sure.
no limits. Remember, nothing is off limits on the side, John. We like to keep it an hour, but hey, if it doesn't and we vibing, it's okay. That's why we do it in the morning. No deadline.
You heard what she said. That was the chocolate. I am the Anything a podcast. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless. Good day.